Just welcome all y'all to go with us on this little rabbit hunt and see what kind of day we have today. Probably just gonna be on here just a few minutes. We been hunting for a while this morning. We've jumped a couple rabbits, but we're kind of working our way back to the truck, so we just thought we'd jump on here just for a few minutes and see if we jump any other one on the way out. Right here! I'm gonna take them over and go right around that little section over there and see what kind of luck we have. We ain't been having too much running last few days, but we didn't have a very good day yesterday at all, so that's why we didn't do no videos. So come on, right here. We got 6 dogs out here with us. We got the same ones we've had. We've got Willow and Mindy and Frank and Tank, Train, and Abby, which I don't think Abby and Mindy might not have been the ones we had the last time, but that's the 6 we got today. Like I said, I ain't gonna even promise a race today because we ain't been having a whole lot of luck of jumping, and the ones we have jumped, they ain't running too good. So we have jumped 2 this morning. So we do got a pretty good chance of jumping one around that little drain right there. So we'll just have to see how it goes. Like I said, this will probably be a little short video. This is our last hunt this week, so I thought we'd get on here before we call it a week and do a little video. And we're going to take off the rest of the week, and we'll be back either this coming Monday or Tuesday probably. Hopefully we'll be back on here Monday. Just have to see what the weather does, and we're definitely ain't going to be back on here for next 3 or 4 days, so or that's the plan anyway. Like I said, they've got a good chance to get them over here around this little drain. They've got a good chance of jumping one over there. We've jumped a few rabbits over there. Had one pretty good race this morning. The first one we jumped, we ain't been out here too long. We didn't get out very early today. Then the second one, they beat and banged on it a whole lot. They had trouble running it for some reason. Just like the tracking's been bad this week. But you gotta take the bad days with the good days, I guess. I hear one whining, so we may accidentally get a race. We've been hunting the Tank. We've been hunting him for a little while. And now we've the last couple of days we've started hunting his brother Frank, and I really like his actions so far. He acts like he's going. That's him right there. He acts like he's going to be a real nice dog. I don't know for sure which pup I like better, but they're both doing good. No more than Frank's been hunted. He's doing awful good. I hope both of them makes nice pups, but I kind of like the actions of that there so far better than the other one, but neither one of them's been hunted enough to really judge them yet, so either one of them could make a change. And so far I really like the actions of that pup, the way he hunts and stuff. He just needs a little more time to get his confidence up. I believe he'll be a dog that jump a rabbit. I've seen him in several different places go to whining and wanting to open on a track, but he just ain't got enough confidence to do it and go on with it. But this just makes his second or third day out. So I think about the third day out. I think he's doing good so far. Yeah, I think we hunted him Monday, I'm pretty sure, which we didn't have no running yesterday. So we've had, like I said, we've had a couple races today. So this is usually a pretty good little spot for them to jump on, but we've been having a time jumping them, and they've been having a time trying to run them. But we're hoping we come back next week. We're hoping to get a little rain this Sunday to give them some rain, and hopefully that'll help things out some. I don't know if it's just where it's dry, or if it's just this time of year, or I don't know really what's, some other buddies are having trouble jumping rabbits too. It just ain't my dogs. But hopefully we'll be back on here next week and we can get several days of hunting in and do several videos and stuff. I think Train and them's right down in there. Tank's down in there. Abby's down in there. And Train's down there. Mindy and Willow and Frank went around that way. So like I said, we got a good chance of jumping one, but don't make no promises today. We just got a little section here. We're gonna hunt right around through there, and we're gonna call it a day, and you'll see what else I can get into today. We should have got out early this morning, but I fiddled around, didn't get out too early. We've been out, which we've been here about 2 hours, which usually we're done called it a day, but now here comes Tank. I like the color of him better than I do the other one, but now that other one's made a pretty dog too. I mean, they're both good looking dogs. I believe I like the actions of the other one better than I do that one so far, but like I said, it's hard to judge them right now. Neither one of them's had enough hunting time to see really what they're going to be. We're going to start hunting them a lot though, and see what they're going to make, and see if they'll make the list or not. Yeah, just you never know. I mean, just cause they're a little shorter or something like that, they can still make dandies. After I said, I don't want to judge these two pups until we hunt them enough to see what they're gonna do. Give them a chance to show what they're gonna do. I mean, I'd rather have a 15-inch dog, but if they're good at 13 inches, that's fine with me too. Rose, she's probably between 13 and 14 inches, and she does a good job. But now she does have a little trouble when these bigger dogs get out and before they can, roll on. She has trouble keeping up with them. But that's where you trying to run 13-inch dogs with bigger dogs. That's where they usually run into trouble. But if you can keep them little 13-inch dogs in some rough brush, they'll walk all over these bigger dogs. Now, Tank and Frank, they'll be about they'll be between 14 and 15 inches. They're going to be pretty good sized pups. Now they're training them to hunting it out down in there. As you can see, it's plenty thick enough down in there. I mean, they got a good opportunity to jump one if they don't mean they will, but we found several spots here last week that we thought we should have jumped a rabbit out of, and we've come up dry. Here comes Frank in behind us. Now he's turned out to be a pretty dog too. Ain't really crazy about the red ticks on him, but on his legs, but see that pup there's got the blue ticks in him. Well, most of these blue dogs, like releases, I'm sure they're crossed in with the tricolor dogs. They make some pretty dogs and make some good dogs. I like Tank where he's got all that black on him. I like a black dog. But now, I'm fine with Frank if he's the best dog. He's just the best dog. I mean, I learned to like his color. I figured training them might have jumped one right down that little holler there, but now they're hunting it out, but they ain't having no luck. Like I said, I didn't know if we'd have any luck just coming around through here or not, but before I called it today, I thought we'd get on here and do a little short video and see if we jump one. Willow's back here behind us. She's yeah, it's Willow. She's doing a good job too. She ain't but 12. She might be 13 months now. She needs a lot of hunting, but I think she's gonna make a nice dog. Bean, we won't be able to bring her back out until probably after next week. We'll be able to start hunting her again. Should be able to start hunting Rose back out in the wild next week. She's been on her medicine long enough. She should be good to go now, and we've been running her in that lot a little bit of evenings, trying to get her toughened back up to, where she got sick on us. So, probably Monday or Tuesday, we'll probably have her back out here. And like I said, hopefully next week we'll have a little better running than we have this week. We ain't had the best running this week. Them two pups does real good on staying in the brush and stuff. Which they've come out now. I mean they're just 8 months old. I mean you're gonna have that, but they overall they do good staying in the brush. They stay busy. They're getting several miles on today, so. Well, sound like we might get a race. I figured they might jump one right here. That's that little willow pup there squalling. I don't know how good a race it's going to be if they're trying to work one out there. I figured there's one sitting down in there somewhere or another. That last day we ran over here, they jumped one about the size of a hamster. I hope we have more of a race than that. That wasn't much of a race there. Started out good, but it ended quick. They never really even jumped that rabbit there. They just smelt where it's been. Oh, there they come. I may get him figured out here in a minute. They're trying, that's for sure. They're still beating and banging. They're still having trouble running it, but well, I'm glad we've had a little bit of a race anyway since we got on here this morning. They're getting to sound good there. I thought they was getting ready to light it up there, but it was getting pretty hot on it, but then they broke back down. They've hushed there. I don't know if they've just lost it again or what's happened. They open again, aren't they? Big crow. They're trying to get him straightened out. It's kind of how they run that second one we jumped this morning. They just hitting here and hitting here and there. It's like they're having trouble keeping up with the scent on it. I don't know if that's the end of that race or what's happened to them. I thought there for 1 minute they was going to get it lined out real good, and they blew it up again. That or it went in the hole one. Like I said, we was just going to make a short video, so I think we'll call it a morning here, and we'll be back next week, and hopefully we can have some better running. But I'm glad we did have a little bit of running while we was on here. Do appreciate all y'all being on here with us, and for the likes and comments. And if you ain't part of the channel, join the channel. We upload videos every day and try to do as many of these videos as we can through the week. So we'll definitely be back on here next week, and hopefully we can have some little better run. Hopefully we get some rain, and the tracking will get better, and we'll see you on the next hunt.